All right. Hello, folks. Welcome to. All right. Awesome, folks. That great. Fantastic. Fantastic. Let's see here. Do, 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 do. Can you guys see me? Can you guys see me? Oh no, I don't think you can see me. So let's um, oh, hmm, hmm, hmm. Oh, okay. I think my one second, guys. Uh, I think my webcam is off. Okay, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Uh, um, okay. It, my screen's still good. Let's try. Okay, that makes sense. Um, where is my webcam? Huh? Where is it? Huh? One second, guys. Oh, there it is. Here's me with the USB webcam. So I guess that worked out fine. Let me just. There we go. Okay. All right. Awesome. Now what does it look like? There. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Okay. Awesome. So my. All right, guys. This is sort of an unscheduled stream on my main channel. I did have planned for to actually stream another part of Chrono Trigger, but I just needed a break from stream Chrono Trigger for now. So I thought I might do something a bit different and uh, do share my honest thoughts on some certain ratings for on Rotten Tomatoes. Because here's the thing, I have a love hate relationship with Rotten Tomatoes. On one end, I do still go onto Rotten Tomatoes to discover to find out what movies are rotten or not, because a lot of time the Rotten Tomatoes critic rating is accurate, depending on an audience's feedback, and the audience's score is pretty accurate as well. And I still it's like watching a game review from one of my favorite YouTube channels. I still like to watch. Let me just turn off the gain a bit. I still like to watch reviews of certain games from my favorite YouTube channels. This is the same with Rotten Tomatoes. I once I see, because I will be honest, once I see a score that is less than 60%, I will be very skeptical of actually watching the movie. Yes. I'll be pretty skeptical when watching the movie. But yes. Now let us all right, so let's start with my honest take on Shang-Chi. Right off the bat, I do not think that it deserves a 91%. This is like beating out this is like beating out let's see. This is beating out Captain America the Winter Soldier, which is standing at a good. Oh wait. All right. Well, at least 1% better, but still, it's close to Winter Soldier, and better and almost better than, say, the Dark and almost close to the Dark Knight. That's just unbelievable. I do not I do not believe by any means that Shang-Chi is worth a 91%. Now, I believe the closer score I would give it would be a some around the 70s. I'd say 72%, with largely because I did enjoy Shang-Chi. I found that I liked the choreography of it. Simu Liu was decent in the role, to be honest. Shang-Chi was just largely forgettable. The visual effects were fine. Tony Long as Wenwu, brilliant, brilliant. I mean, the 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 enemy wasn't as memorable as other MCU villains, but he is much better than other villains in the MCU. Malekith. Ultimate, but it just sort of just drags. The movie just sort of drags down in the latter portion in the last act, and it became too long. I mean, you could have it could have been like an hour 45-minute movie or an hour and 30-minute movie, and I I did not think that it deserved that did not need that big kaiju fight at the end because the conflict between Shang-Chi and his father was more than compelling to make up for it. But that just did not that kaiju fight I did not care about it, and that final villain is just so overly designed. One thing I did like about it was actually the what I did like about it was the choreography, the action choreography. Oh my goodness. In a era where we are plagued by movies with that rely so much on shaky cam to hide bad choreography, because I will admit, I will say this. Shaky cam is just a lazy, cheap, and noticeable way of hiding bad choreography. That is my honest opinion on that. But in Shang-Chi though, in Shang-Chi, the action, the camera, you actually get to follow, see the action, and it doesn't cut on every single fight and hit, punch and hit. No, it's all just fluid action that you actually see. It reminds me so much of the John Wick films. The John Wick films does action so well. Ah, and but then it just evolves into I mean, the choreography, the action, the fight between Shang-Chi and his father was very well choreographed with some amazing spectacle, largely because the Ten Rings. Honestly, Shang, ultimately, Shang-Chi, it was fun, but largely forgettable. It would have, I would pay the I would put the Rotten Tomatoes rating at least around the 72%. Top Gun Maverick. Okay, Top Gun Maverick. Loved it. It was a very well made movie, and I am so amazed that they actually got to film in actual jets. That is incredible. Wow, just wow, wow. Sorry guys, let me just shrink this down a bit. Yeah, there we go. I loved it. It was the editing was great, and the flight sequences, the action sequences were amazing. And Tom, as what say what you want about Tom Cruise, but wow, he is giving it his all. I feel that 96% though. I kind of feel though that a better accurate rating would be like 85. The story wasn't that compelling. It did have some emotional moments. I did feel invested in some characters, but yeah, it didn't have a. The story was a bit. The story didn't have like a clear plot to it, and it was. It kind of just meandered on to the. It kind of just meandered on to the finish line, and also that love story between Maverick and that Jennifer Connelly's character was didn't really fit the whole spectrum of the film. I would put a Top Gun Maverick 85%, 85%. Aquaman. 65. You know what? This is the first time I believe that Aquaman actually a movie deserved a higher rating. I'm going to give it at least around a 74. Does it have its flaws? Yes. Yes, it does. There's some moments where it just drags on, but honestly, Jason Momoa as Aquaman, impeccable casting. Wow, he just redefined the character and made the character not a laughing stock too. Yes, it was fun. The movie was fun, and it was it was a bit too much at times. There were the big CGI fight sequences, while visually spectacular, was overwhelming at times. But there were some points where it did try too hard to emulate what Marvel did well, and in some regard it succeeds and fails. Succeeds as in that this the lighthearted tone and the adventure aspect fits so well for the character. I loved the character. I mean, they actually made the dumb orange and green costume cool. That is amazing. That's amazing. I will be sad to see Jason Momoa gone as Aquaman now that the whole DC universe is going to be reset with James Gunn in the helmet. I love James Gunn's work, and I have faith that he will deliver a spectacular movie universe. I really need to see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now where it fails is that it some usage of the licensed songs were just didn't flow well with it. I was like, Aquaman, I enjoyed it. Would it be 74%? Does it have flaws? Yes, but it was a fun, rollicking adventure, and it reinvented the character in spectacular ways. Uh, what else is there? What else? What else? Hmm. Let's see. Hmm. Oh, I've got one. Weathering with You. 92%? I thought it'd be in the 80s. Honest thoughts on Weathering with You. Uh, I became a big fan of Makoto Shinkai after watching Your Name, and I loved it. I loved Your Name. The narrative was actually engaging. It was beautiful. Wow, this it's just what where Makoto Shinkai really succeeds is in his visuals. They were just flat out beautiful to behold. But honestly, while Weathering View was very beautiful, it's just so beautiful. I I just could not get invested in any of the characters too. It lacked well, there were other moments that did there were moments that did make me emotional. It did not have Weathering You did not have the same emotional impact that Your Name had. I Your Name was just a tearjerker. I actually still rewatch Your Name like about a few times already to cry. And there are times where I just watch Your Name to cry because that movie, no matter how many times I watch it, just makes me cry in the end because of the relationship between the two characters. While they are very underdeveloped, I still loved um, the relationship between Mitsuha and Taki. But here, I didn't care about any of the characters here. I didn't care about them. No, to be honest, Your Name deserves to be. I feel is a 67. That's honest opinion on Your Name. It it does not deserve a 14%. I mean 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. It was very visually beautiful. It was visually beautiful. There were some emotional tear-jerking bits, and the animation is spectacular and had that Makoto Shinkai flair, but narratively speaking, it is very inferior to Your Name. On that, thank you guys for coming into this stream. I just wanted to like stream, just wanted to share stream by to share my thoughts on some honest thoughts on some Rotten Tomatoes ratings because I do feel that people depend too much on Rotten Tomatoes to choose which sort of movies they want to see today. When and that nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I still hop onto Rotten Tomatoes to I still hop onto Rotten Tomatoes to see first impressions of a certain movie, and if it's a run rating, then I would be very skeptical to watch it. But sometimes there are times that Rotten Tomatoes doesn't deserve that sort of. It gets a bit inaccurate when it comes to their IP, to certain IP. Like for instance, one more time, one more. The Super Mario Brothers movie. You know, Rotten. I would say it definitely needs to be in the 60 zone because yes, the Mario games have never ever been known for having engaging stories and character development. It was all about the gameplay. So, which is a pretty big risk when the filmmakers were making a Mario game because now that you don't have any player involvement, you need to have at least fantastic visuals um and a compelling story and characters that people can connect with. And it it failed on Peach. I thought Peach was boring. I thought Peach was boring. She didn't have any character arc. She had no flaws, no quirky personality traits, nothing that really made her stood out from the rest of the cast. And even when Mario was doing that obstacle course, she admitted that she completed it on her first try. And that was I would have been much more happier if the filmmakers actually showed like a flashback montage of Peach attempting the same obstacle course as Mario, but then failing again and again and again. But but she still keeps trying. She keeps trying. She finds new strategies to go around, and then inevitably after a dozen or more, many tries, attempts, she completes the obstacle course. I thought that would be a much more engaging storyline, but since this is since this movie is made predominantly for children and people who love and fans of the franchise, they would need to have cut out unnecessary plot points for a 90-minute film because a lot of people these days would not be able to sit through a 90-minute, more than a 2 hour movie if it's a 2 hour Mario movie, and many movies are under 2 hours these days. Honestly, Mario in 60s, it was visually beautiful. The voice casts were amazing, most of them. I had I still want to admit that Chris Pratt was the best choice for Mario, but he did his best. Char Charlie Day as Luigi though, and Jack Black as Bowser were amazing. They gave undeniably the best performances. Oh my goodness, especially Jack Black. I was worried that when Jack Black was cast that he would just be using his ordinary voice, but no, he took the time and effort to craft an amazing voice for Bowser, and it worked. And we get to hear Jack Black sing as Bowser. That's everything I ever wanted. Honestly, I love. That is my thoughts, guys. That is my thoughts on these Rotten Tomatoes ratings.